pick up the bold, refreshing taste of Mountain Dew.
The ad started, so it's time to start the stream. Oh, okay. Honestly, I've just been scrolling on Twitter for like, oh god, my sound's on. I've been scrolling on Twitter for like 5 minutes, so this is fine. um, okay, we are going to go ahead and turn off Spotify. We'll turn it back on later, probably. Depends. I have headphones, so hopefully I'll immediately notice when stuff happens, but we will find out. Yes. We have an indie game tonight. It's one of those games I downloaded a long time ago and definitely didn't forget I downloaded. I would never do that. I'm gonna scoot closer to my mic. I just realized how far away I am. Yeah, no, I would never do something so silly as forgetting I downloaded several games. Um, we're gonna play this one tonight. I don't know how long it is. It could be half an hour, it could be 4 hours. We don't know. We're gonna find out. If it is short, we'll just play some Minecraft. After, we'll see how well I do with keyboard controls because my fucking controller died on me. I need to get a new one still, but I don't get paid for 4 days, 5 days, so we're just gonna have to wait on that. Also, for some reason, my expressions are going absolutely insane right now, and I don't know what's causing that. I have changed nothing in my settings. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna deal with that and pretend it isn't there, because we know what I look like. Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna rearrange my thing. Scoot you down here. Stop trying to become the full screen. No, stop it. There. Okay, scoot you guys over here. Then we're gonna go ahead and open up the game. Put this here. Put you there. We're gonna pop this over here. We're going to go over to the capture. Whoops. We're gonna open the game. Okay, we're gonna slide. Oh god, it takes up so much space. One moment. Can we shrink this window? We can. Hell yeah. That's a little too shrunk. Give me a moment. What is happening? Okay, that's better. Okay, I'm going to assume that's correct. Okay. We're going to go ahead and window capture over to Stillwater. Make sure I updated my thing because I don't know if I did. Stillwater, maybe Minecraft. Perfect! Okay. Let's begin. Oh, also I have no idea if there's a flash warning needed. I've just left it on my screen for like 3 streams. Hang on, I'm gonna see what it sounds like on stream. Make sure it's okay. What is that background noise? What is Stillwater? I don't know. I think it might be a detective game. I'm gonna go shut my window really quickly because I just realized you can actually hear my neighbors outside. So give me like 5 seconds to do that. All the way down, Lens. Come on. There we go. I had to get out of my cozy little nest I've made in my chair. That's like 3 blankets wrapped around me. Okay, how does this go? Don't mind my model jumping around the screen. I think I figured it out. There we go. Perfect. There. Okay. I'm going to assume the sound is, why is the water still? I don't know. I'm going to turn the music slightly down. Text. Toggle. It's fine. Why is it not? I don't know. We're going to find out. Wait, what's break room? Oh, okay. It's like extras. Of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down, if we just talk it out. So many strange things keep happening, one after another. Every day there's this damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every faucet, every ceiling, everything, and still, I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Nina, please. Oh, that's her voice. Please listen to me. Oh, but the water, the damn water. Water? Yes, it's everywhere. Pools of it all over the house, and every time I mop it all up, another will appear. There's no end to it. Oh, but it's at night. It's at night when it comes. What are you talking about? I can hear someone or something walking along the hallways at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather. No, Nina, it's not him. I thought it was, but it's not. But I've seen it, that thing. I only glimpsed it once, but I'm more than certain that thing was not your grandfather. Ever since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking. Always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly. Their steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just this steady pace up and down the halls. But I think recently, no, longer like that. It's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning, I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. It walks over towards something, more clearly than before. It would walk down the halls, climb the stairs, and turn corners. All of it I'd follow. Eventually, the trail would come to a stop. And it would stop right by your grandfather's room. His room? If this is some sick joke to scare me away, then please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant it when I said there's something wicked going on in this house. That can't be true. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay, I understand. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather up until now, and I'm sorry for all the stress I've caused you. If UDG, I have no idea what UDG is. Oh! Probably. I don't know how much it costs. But, like, I would assume it costs the same as the others, which is about, like, 15 to 20, depending on whether it's on sale. I think I paid $30 for the 3 games, because I got them, in a deal. Ooh, it's $30. It's a long game, I know that. It does have quite a bit of playtime. Ooh, it's on sale right now. For $22. I don't know, it's up to you and your preference. It's a good game. I recommend playing it. It's just up to you if you want to spend that much money. I have to free my mouse. I put my phone on top of it. There we go. Nina, listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but... The woman on the phone cautiously looks around, turning her head constantly back and forth, looking over her shoulder to find if any others are listening in. She grips the phone so close to her ear in a vice-like grip before speaking again in a hushed tone. On Steam? I looked on Steam. It says that it's on sale for $22.49. I looked on the website. I don't know if it shows different in the app. Something terrible is lurking in this house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. That's so weird. That sucks. I don't know what to do about it. Leave? I can't just leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina, this place is not safe. The rumors, they're true. The curse is real. My family is not cursed. But Nina, at this rate, you and your family will... Enough! A pause. Cold and sharp tenseness strains the call as both women, exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort, try to stifle their growing frustrations towards one another. Neither yielding to the other's thoughts, only leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like a suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds bluntly to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you heard or saw, but I can't just leave things like this. Whoever or whatever they are, they will answer to me. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on this stupid curse. So if you can't help me, then so be it. I'll find a way. Nina, my grandfather is all I have left. He's all I have left. Creepy. Is it a horror game? Amid a foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks black coffee depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. And today, it was just black coffee. Ugh. I swear, I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. A freaking mountain worth of it. You're a valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot. I'm starting to believe I was bamboozled into joining their agency. Hugo Laurent, age 30, takes a good look at his cup of joe and chugs it all in one sitting. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks towards the eerie mist. There is something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces, proof of it raining. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there was a reason for all of this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough. Mind if I join, Kuya? Interesting. An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. Is he? Wait, is that just not a coincidence? Okay. Oh god, I don't know what voice to give him. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. Then he gathers the files and shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. Big text. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. The man looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and the now jumbled newspaper clippings, all while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little. There is a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Two? As if the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. He is Filipino. And they even give me pronunciations for the words. Oh my god. I thought the Kuya was familiar. Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will eat? Who knows when you will, and I'm not about to let you faint again. He fainted before. So, open wide. Noah de Leon, age 27. A natural-born charmer. It is. I love this style. Yeah, it's very nice. Love how the characters look. Is the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good. Right? Good food will always help cheer you up. Damn him, I got swept away again. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out on a business trip. She mentioned she'll be there for a couple of days. When did she tell you this? I didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think? Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. There's a couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. And pass up this opportunity to get to know you better, Kuya? Quit it. After their enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. Oh, look at their little icon. As Noah opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. Is that right? It's a pup. The big dog stirs at the sound of the car opening up and lazily stares at Noah. I'm sorry, big guy. And then he closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb its occupant. Colby, at the sound of his name. Look at those eyes! Oh, it's so cute! His heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. And it's his one and only partner, his human. As if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his seat and pounces at Hugo and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. Good morning again, Colby. Have a nice nap? Colby, 8 years old, Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just fall asleep all over the place. Noah, who is witnessing this all from the back seat, chuckles to himself. He is amazed at the slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. It doesn't matter how many times I try, when it comes to boosting his mood, no one can beat Colby. Agency, 7:50 a.m. The three head back to the office. The space is just the same as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he had painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Albeit, it could have been better. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Ah, shut it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. Thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering inside. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. She looks a bit frantic, and even more restless with her disheveled and ill-fitted clothes, drawing emphasis on her already too visible petite frame. The woman tries to grasp the door handle several times, but stops before she could touch it. Her brows furrow, agitated and distressed about something. So much to the point that it is preventing her from simply reaching out for help. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. I am so sorry. I know that the closed sign is up, but I saw you come in and Are you alright, miss? I need your help. My grandfather, Before she can continue explaining, Noah swiftly cuts in front of Hugo and intervenes, in an all too practiced manner. It's okay, miss. We'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you sit right over there? Noah gestures to one of the empty seats on the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment, She clutches desperately to the strap of her purse, her eyes focused apprehensively on them and the gestured seat. After mulling over Nello's offer, she quickly glances back and nods. The woman then walks towards the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Her posture is wary and tense, giving no sign of comfort for even giving no sign of comfort for even this brief moment of peace. Can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. I'm usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm failing at that too. My name is Nina Mortimer. Ah, hello, Nina. My name is Noah de Leon. I am one of the assistants here. That big guy next to you is our lovely assistant Colby. And the brooding one over there is Private Investigator Hugo Laurent. Not brooding, just tired. And our chief is away on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. So, how can we help, Miss Nina? For just a moment, Nina appeared a bit more lax, more hopeful, but maybe even relieved from this warm welcome. However, she once again tenses up, the guilt and shame rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her brows, as she once again realizes why she's here. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight? Yes, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. I mean, there is that very famous line about that guy liking younger girls. There's a lot of the children, like, related to, I'm trying to explain it without spoiling it, but those kids have been through some stuff. And then they also do some stuff, and they're like 10, and it's really weird. It's not... So, like, yeah, a lot of trauma and abuse. Like, there's not any directly on-screen stuff, but it's there, and it does get mentioned. Also, I'm pretty sure a lot of those kids die, which, I mean, we're used to kids dying, but these are, like, children. So, you know. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see if I forget something. Content warnings for depictions and conversations around both physical and sexual child abuse, suicide, and gore. Oh, I found the parents' guide. Let's see. The game's villains are children who have grown a hatred of adults and begin purging them because of their abusive upbringing. This includes physical abuse, verbal abuse, neglection, and even sexual abuse. While none of these acts are ever shown on screen, they are explained and implied in a way that is still disturbing and can be uncomfortable for many players. It's tagged as severe. It was Monica. Yep. Yeah. She has a machine that grabs the main character. Yeah. The redeeming characters of the game. Which is concerning based off of the first game, Toko. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't quite understand. Is your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. Look at his expression. Oh my god. He's so shocked. Take him? Miss Nina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they are not. I've tried requesting their help, but they've given me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. They would send someone out to watch over the manor for the entire day, but at the end of their routine, they would always report back nothing as usual. They saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. And despite telling them all in detail about the letters and all the strange thing that's been happening, there is nothing more they can do about it, but just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer. Any more than this and it'll be too late. If only I knew who Lewis was. Let's stop. Wait. Because there's two ways to say this name. Isn't there? This is the name, right? I don't care about...
These names, looking at how to say examples of names that many mispronounce or struggle with, so we should just stay tuned to learn more. So let's break down the pronunciation of these examples.
Okay, so it's Louis.
Is how
Cool.
you say
That's the information I need. Alright. Movie? I forgot what voices I gave the characters already. God. She lets out a gasp. Her hands shot out to cover her mouth, realizing that she said too much so carelessly. She tries to avert her gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, who is Louis? Are they the ones causing all of this? Oh no, I've done that so many times on the stream. It sucks. And then the floor's sticky. And I mopped today, so that would be so bad for me. Once more, she contemplates, her brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. A mistake she can't take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Miss Nina, I know it's scary. All of the things you've mentioned to us so far, no one should ever have to experience, especially by themselves. And I assure you, we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Wild and manic eyes search deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give their time and simply listen to her, to actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside one of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumpled envelope with a pigmented red wax seal pressed against the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique. And yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. These letters didn't come with an address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This one had the name Louis on it. She hands over the letter. Hugo notices her hands slightly shaking. Nina is still avoiding his gaze, but he knows she is trying in earnest. But before he could reach out his hand, he senses it. The voices whispering? A faint shift in the room, unnoticeable to others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There is something very wrong with this letter. Suddenly, Hugo recoils his hand in pain. Wait, what? Like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable, that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hint of it remains. Something so akin to a prick from a rose's thorn, or more like a paper cut. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I'm fine, Miss Mortimer. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Hugo stares squarely at the cut. A thin red line starts to form, slowly by the top of his index finger, trailing down and just stopping. That's a big-ass paper cut! From the top of your index finger all the way down before the that's like an inch long, at least. Or about. My fingers are tiny, so it's hard to estimate, but like that's like an inch. God, that would hurt. A red so clearly visible it's taunting. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a Band-Aid. It's fine, Noah. I don't need one. But really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. Noah takes one good look at him before sighing exasperately and sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens. For it to reach all the way out here with just a letter alone, with just the letter alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person named Louis asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight, needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this is not the letter itself. Appearing at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled, unlike the rest, stands visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember our promise, Henry. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday? And your grandfather? Where is he right now? He's currently back at our house with the caretaker. I promised them I wouldn't be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see. Oh? What sort of agreement? The caretaker, we have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they would leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall. I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know it sounds crazy, but at one point I thought everyone was in on it. The mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers. Everyone had a hand in making our family suffer. But this one was different. Up until now, I've never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or a family friend, but they clearly know who grandfather is. And if I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering those words alone, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forwards, her hands pressed close to her eyes as she tries to cover the stream of tears running down her face. As an act of comfort, Colby sits closer to Nina while Noah fetches the tissues for her. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. She said this whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think there's more she's not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I am more than certain. Certain that whoever or whatever Lewis is, they're coming for blood. Can we save? No. Ah, here we go. I found it. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens. I just want to see if the game ends or something. Hugo casts his face downward and stares directly at the ground in front of him, unable to look at Nina. The burden, the solitude, the madness, Hugo knows it all too intimately. He suffers the same conflicts that weigh heavy on her mind. And yet, in spite of this, it's too much for him. Walking along a tightrope with the ground void and unclear, vast and empty and dark. So very dark. No, I can still do it. We can still do this. It's happening again. Before he could respond, a distant voice, so charming, so terribly commanding, binds him at the spot. It's already too late for them, you know. No, not here. A dull, but yet distinct, pulsating sound, so rhythmic in its tune, starts its maddening melody. From the top of the crown down to the base of the skull, he feels it, all present and daunting. Just let go. Let me help you. No, I can do it, if you would just let me. Snake-like hands wrap around his head so closely, squeezing ever so tightly, that he can't help but try to shut his eyes from the pain. Such a kind person you are, Hugo. Hugo tries to ground himself. He tries to remind himself to breathe. A sweet and beloved friend. To remember that there are other people that care for him. The joy and warmth of their company. I wish you could have done the same for me. To remember that he is here and present and that he is useless. Hugo? Hey, what's wrong? Tugging at Hugo's coat, Noah tries to catch his attention, but fails as he notices something amiss. Hugo? There is a despondent look on Hugo's face, his eyes distinctly shrouded by a deep haze as if lost in them. He won't budge. No matter how many times Noah tries to tug or shake him, he will still not respond. But for Hugo, he can hear everything. Like a paralysis that he can't wake up from. His body sits there, motionless and detached from everything. Desperate and concerned, Noah turns to Nina and ushers in a sincere apology. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't think we'll be able to help you at the moment. If you could come back a little later, then we can. No, it's fine. There won't be a next time. Hugo winces at her cold and blunt remark. No, wait, Miss Mortimer, please. Nina stands abruptly from her seat. She wipes away the tears quickly from her reddened face with the sleeves of her coat and looks down. Once more, her tense and cold front-like demeanor returns to the forefront, already trying to forget and move on. Without so much as a word, she slightly bows her head towards them and walks out of the office, not once looking back. Bad ending. Uh-oh. Let's take the case. Do you want more tissues? We'll do it. We'll take on your case. For a moment, everything goes still. Their eyes and attention slowly directed at Hugo, whose eyes have a certain glint in them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We're glad to help, miss. Nina, please, just call me Nina. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and Noah in gratitude. Her eyes renew with a faint gleam, a hope that maybe things will change for her and her family for the better. Before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and a pen and hastily starts jotting down something. The address, I assume? Yep. I will be on my way now. I'll let my grandfather know ahead of time you'll be coming. Also, this is my address. I'll be sure to greet you all when you arrive. And thank you again, truly. She politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching for her purse and her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. Nina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort these things later again. Car, 5:30 p.m. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rearview mirror to see any passing cars. But it was only them on the road. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks out at the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since they left the office. Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? What a surprise. Have you been looking at me, Kuya? No, you idiot. You just usually talk a lot, that's all. So, do you miss me talking? Just say it. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she's told us, do you think she's telling the truth? Yes, I believe her. Or at least, I believe she hasn't lied to us. But, I can't shake this feeling that she's hiding something. Like she left out certain details on purpose. Also, why did she have to travel this far out of town for private eye? Surely there must have been another far closer to her home than ours. I just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. Just admiring your observations. I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But her last name caught me off guard. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that owned an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name an heir. What do you mean? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. From what I've heard, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Gone without a trace, or so anyone thought. Their bodies would soon turn up months after. And it's strange? All of them have been labeled as accidents by local news. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They've been stuck with so many tragedies that over time, people began to believe they were cursed or something. Cursed? I think I can understand why she wouldn't go to the police again. They most likely thought she was seeing things and went along the procedures just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she had gone mad. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there. Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Me? Why? Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be here to drive you to the local hospital. Ugh. Besides, 2 is better than 1. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Well, have you heard 3 is better than 2? Mortimer Estate, 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestled away from prying eyes, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded to the privileged. And yet, with all its opulence, it looms from a distance. Hugo and Noah only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. Its grand stature topples easily over the dozens of houses they drove past. Wow, look at the size of it. I could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His vision hazes as he leans close to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves. The air in his lungs escaping too quickly burns as he feels his throat start to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. But this pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No, something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze is fixed on him like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. What the hell? Damn it, already? Need to hurry or else. Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice. It was so close to my ear, Is everything alright? Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. Just a bit winded from the trip, that's all. I'd be happy to make you tea at the very least. If it's no trouble. No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word. Are you sure you're alright? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't go back now. Listen to me, I think you should. Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands at the door silently, contemplating something. Just like before, but this time she seems more anxious. Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier is becoming more apparent the minute they walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, Detective. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourselves what I mean. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo noticed immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral accents and antique furnishings, the house itself excludes the word elegance. A classic and rustic charm, with the walls and floorings made of the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he notices something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air breathes throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please come this way. Bracing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. Only the sparse lighting from the window pierces through the fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Whoa. Okay. Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, not much older than Hugo or Noah. He is dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. No, rather, such luxury does not even remotely reflect the man before them at all. It's as if the flow of time had stopped only for him, while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the letter timeless, delicate, jarringly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. They are going to help us. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them. And yet, here he remains, forever unchanging, forever young. They've come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Would you like some, Grandpa? He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Nina or anyone else in the room. Only fixates his gaze on the rain, nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you too. Then she timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah back to the foyer. Bearing more questions, the two follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the very young man. There's an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes are similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows that it will never end well. That man... Yes, he is my grandfather. The one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but... Nina draws something out of her pocket. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slicked back hair, wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the pictures has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflects the current Henry Mortimer, almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. Then why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried something fell over, so I went to go check. And when I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him up, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. And his face, I recognized his face. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at the moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. That was also the same night I found that letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. The pools of water, the letters, Louis, and now this. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just blindly hoping things can get better if I try finding solutions on my own. But it's not enough anymore. Maybe my family really is cursed. No, they're not. Curses aren't real. Detective? I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In truth, the ones who fixate on it make it their reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all of those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this. But I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and for Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Good. Now, our first priority is to find out more about Louis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you still have it with you? Yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow this for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you going to do with it? I've searched everything on that letter, and I still couldn't come up with clues. I'll be using it as a reference guide, if you will. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process. Trade secret and all. Of course. I'll go check the upstairs. Noah, you and Kobe check the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigations, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans in, close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep a close eye on Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. I don't want her to be dragged in any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. Hugo, you... Fine. But remember to yell for me, okay? I know. Thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. With a final nod at them, Hugo goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo's back before he disappears onto the first floor. Then he turns to look at Kobe. Well, it's time we get to work. Right, Kobe? Investigation. Ooh, I get to do things? The objective is to look around the area for objects to proceed the story. Use the arrow keys. Outlines will appear. Okay, cool. In the top right, you get a hint button. Okay, so it's just you, then. Mr. Mortimer still sits motionless by the corner of the room, his gaze never leaving the rain. Oh. A large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. It contains a couple photo albums and a few phone books. Oh, okay, we get more things as we look around. Okay. Flowers. A delicate arrangement of violets and white roses. They seem to be fresh and fairly new. An old rotary telephone. It looks like it's still in good use. Frames decorating the walls covered in white sheets, veiled with thin lines of dust on top of each one. Wow, there are so many paintings covering these walls. And there are more like this all over the house. Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day. But sadly, he doesn't do that anymore. You know, I can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake? Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. There were times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at them. He just sits quietly looking outside. I see. About the paintings, I noticed they all have a similar theme. They all had water in them. I know this isn't a coincidence, since you've told us. I know this isn't a coincidence since you told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noah, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? What a fascinating question. Mermaids? I don't suppose I do. Why? Casting her gaze onto the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly clasps her hands together, and then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there's a story, or rather, it's more like a fairy tale that my family has passed down. Fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day and night he would go out by the shore and gaze at her beauty, but one day she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined, he would sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond and back, he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey and made him one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained through his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. And that's the end of the story. It doesn't end happily, but I guess there's a lesson behind all of this. I just never understood it. What do you think happened to the mermaid? I know it's an exaggeration, and yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other? Yeah, I think so at least. I wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard to be alone. A journey all by yourself. Mortimer Estate, 11:30 p.m. After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window drapes to the vintage furnishings, everything here exudes that extravagance. It's much like the interior Hugo has seen so far. He finds this one in particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, a gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is moldering, despite its preserved nature. Examine? Ooh, box. A classic wooden chest lies at the foot of a canopy bed. Its lock still firmly holds, safeguarding whatever is inside. Ooh, okay. Paper. Scattered pieces of paper, all forgotten, lie waiting on the cold floor. Affiliate markings are found scrawled all over the papers. Tea. A pristine pearl white tea set sits patiently by, untouched and unused for quite some time. Book. A leather-bound journal rests on the edge of the table. Its pages are torn out so haphazardly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. Ooh, painting. Atop the fireplace, unblemished and unmarked by time, hangs a curious and familiar painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. A meticulously organized set of academic books, ranging from nonfiction to geography, were all on display. However, hidden away... It's 5, why am I tired? However, hidden away behind the vast collection are some children's fairy tales, all carefully kept. An old photo of a lost time, a sweet summertime memory of a little girl and her beloved grandfather. This is so cute! I need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. Mortimer Estate, 11:50 p.m. He searches and searches, and still, there's no sign of Louis. To Hugo, and if there is a fragment, a singular thread to that person, their real selves, he could find them. But there is nothing. Not one thing pertaining to him, as if the thought of Louis barely exists at all. What is going on? I clearly sense the presence from before, but it's gone again. Damn it, I wish I had more time. No, calm down. It has to be here. I just need to focus. He ponders again, retracing every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooked something. Yet all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, that tethers so closely to this space, and most of all to Henry, is the letter. Words of a promise of love, and delicately etched onto a page, but tainted with a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. From the very start of this, Hugo believed that whoever Louis was, they were the ones responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their haunting for good, to bring them peace and move on. However, that isn't the case anymore. The unnatural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not because of an angry spirit. No, it's something far more devious than that. He takes the letter out of the envelope, and he notices a change within. Bearing no foreboding thread at the bottom of the page, it looks like a regular letter, or rather what it once was. A sad and tragic love. Is it? Oh my god. Oh my god. If you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? I'm sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you torn up like this. I would never hurt you or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, then can I ask you one last favor? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With love always, Louis. So, this was the true letter? This was the true letter? A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingers, quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Louis, I'm sorry. You were also a victim in all of this, too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Spooky. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rusted features have not been maintained well, left to rot on its own. Suddenly, he stops at the sound of a voice, a sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. The fuck? Come here, my dear, sweet boy. probably bad answer. Ooh. There, mounted by the fireplace, is a painting of a beautiful woman floating in water. Her pale skin, incandescent, brilliantly prominent against the contrast to the dark. Brilliantly prominent against the contrast to the dark and murky waters that kept her hidden. Keep her bound to the canvas. Hugo stares intensely at the picture. An empathetic sorrow swells within him, disarming his very senses and forcing him to inch closer, surrendering himself to the sweet song. Poor thing, how lonely you must feel. You're a lot like him, like Henry. As Hugo approaches closer and closer to the painting, and his mind is screaming to run, he sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portrays, for what the painting truly is. But don't worry. What am I looking at? Okay, nose, mouth, chin, where the eyes and the rest of the skull should be, right? I think I can take away that sadness. A deformed creature, a mermaid, floats above the surface, a voice whispers. The large, hollow eyes stare back, boring deeply into his eyes. Her skin melting, bleeding heavily, this black, as it rushes out from the canvas. Some of it starts to hit not only the floor, but at Hugo as well. The black, viscous tar clings persistently onto him, unrelentless as they continue to pile up. And then he feels it, what drew him initially to this thing. The deep sense of longing rushes through him, snuffing out what control he had left, finally embracing this nature, to come home. Take my hand. Without hesitation, Hugo reaches out his hand while his body leans closer to the mermaid. She grabs it and pulls him in. Not once looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. Bad ending, beyond the painting. No, stay focused, Hugo. I won't let it get to me. Preparing himself, he heads towards the chest and opens it. Inside, scrambled together are bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Young man found dead by the lake. They didn't. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of blank, 3 days prior to his death, according to the police. Ruled as a suicide, the police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This is certainly a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed, blank comments. No claim of his body has been made yet. Louis, by the corner of Hugo's eyes, he spots a brilliant glint buried beneath the clutter. He reaches for it. The locket? A locket of brilliant gold shines unblemished, retaining timeless luster. Inside it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses, smiling brightly. This must be the locket he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. And that picture. Did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. But why would he store it away like this? What should I do? I but save. We're going to take it. I should probably hold on to this for now. Yes! I'm a genius. Take it to him, please. Louis? A gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. A forgotten ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply. Feelings of not his own start to rise like small ripples in a pond, wanting to be found again and remembered. Don't worry, I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo is about to put everything back into trust when he feels a wet, cold sensation crawling up his leg. What? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Suddenly lights shut off. A scream is heard by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call it to Noah, but he stops at the sight of the pale feet before him. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. It appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this thing is trying to imitate a human form, trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. Just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within, but this time it's drawing nearer, inching ever so closely. The words call out to Kobe and Noah. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move, and then stops. Looking down at Hugo is filled with nothing but malice and contempt. It speaks. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. We still have the locket, right? I'd be pissed if the locket disappeared. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip as he grasps desperately for air. His vision blurs and his breathing is haggard, and he staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck. Noah, Colby. To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence on the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he faintly hears the sounds of Kobe's relentless barking as it gets further and further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. Just like being underwater, his movements are slow and drawn out, after being dragged down by that thing. Fuck this. Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks and gets larger with each blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has left for the final blow. Damn it, just break it. Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railing he can grab a hold of. However, he discovers that instead the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Carefully, he climbs down the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet, to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches starts to tear away from the wall. Oof. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hands slip out of reach. Shit. Clamoring wildly as he loosens his grip on the ivy, he crashes down onto a thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him leaves him uncontrollably trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious, and immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There's still time. I can do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. Lake, unknown time. Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Kobe and Noah. Kobe, Noah, where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes over towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa! Stop, Grandpa! Let me go! My grandpa, he's... No, Nina, it's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. It's... At that instant, Hugo trudges into the water, pursuing Nina's steed instead. Hugo? No, don't. Please fall into his deaf ears. Please fall deaf onto his ears. Not even the whines and the worried cries of his partner can make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and just disheveled than before. It's as if all the life he's lived up until this point has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself, and surrendering it all to the lake. Before he could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting down there for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives, and you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. No, this is all my fault. If only I got to Louis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me. He was patient with me. And yet for all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer! His manic eyes never straying away from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. Louis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserved so much more. And I wished. Henry struggles over his words. He clasps tightly onto his shirt, his throat dry and taut from all that he had just bottled up. All those repressed, silent years of just waiting. Waiting for this curse to finally take him. I wished I'd gone with you that night, Louis. Sir, even if you still coveted that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Louis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood if you didn't want to come to see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Louis never thought of anything less of you. He said so in his letters to you. His letters? For the longest time I wanted to believe he hated me for that, resented me for that choice. Or at least, that's what I thought was easier for me to think anyway. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. That's why you don't have to shoulder all of that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Louis. All of it. Together. Hey, the green's gone. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise. The locket! A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first, but a fool believes in deserved forgiveness. Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithers around Henry's instead. Is that the mermaid? Damn. Its arms unnaturally contort around him, while its head perches on his shoulder. This thing. This Louis is no longer pretending to be human. With piercing, cold green eyes, it stares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share it with you. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him. Into the abyss. Unknown, unknown. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body, like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs, hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. He finally gets closer to Henry. As he finally gets closer to Henry, a long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab at Hugo's neck. Violently squeezing all of the air out of him, he tries desperately to wrench its hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Louis, where are you? Where are you, Louis? It's looking for Louis? Digging into his coat's pocket, he grasps tightly at the hand locket that Henry had kept and had long forgotten. Holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. There you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab at Henry's arm. With his heart and his body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to. As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, that's all he can do. Before he loses consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer. And then everything fades to black. Unknown, unknown. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he's going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he's had a good night's rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should just take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Louis, you've done so much for me and Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. I want to thank you too for watching over me. And also, I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought I had things figured out, but once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. That's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Louis? I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles, to keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry. Fate weaved its thread back to you, our tangent, connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Louis. From a far-off distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care, always, Hugo. You too, Louis. Lake, unknown time. With his eyes closed and senses still returning, he feels constant tugs and licks of concern. And licks of a certain bloodhound, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe, so is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of, thank goodness. I swear, you didn't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh, and then he continues to pat Hugo's back, aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail in stature, he timidly looks to the side pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth is long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They're no longer a piercing, vicious green, only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I thought about it every day. What if Louis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her, and one to blame for all of this. But you, someone I've never met, still went out of your way to save me, not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. It's my pleasure, sir. Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hands one last time. I hope that someday you too will overcome it. The next day, 8 a.m. Well, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, it looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will. But since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself, let me guess. 2's better than 1. Bingo. Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Well, shut it, will you? I swear, if I only hadn't fallen off from that goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut his bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it? Well, that was obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair? I know, it was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And, surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Lucky us, right? So what, you just called it a day after all of that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. Said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. After all we went through, we deserve at least a nap. But before he could walk away, he stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, a certain bloodhound stirs up from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Good morning to you, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of Colby's ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here this time around? Is everything all right with your grandfather? Yes, he's doing pretty well, actually. Even better than before. We talked so much last night, I haven't slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly feel tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there's something else I wanted to ask the both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. If the two of you aren't busy, I would like some company eating these. Inside a clear plastic bag, there was a stack of 2 boxes placed on top of one another. Are they donuts? Yes, it's donuts! She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts, all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts, they look so delicious. We're more than happy to eat these with you, Nina. There he goes again with his donuts. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have our breakfast too. Aren't we, Kuya? Oh, he's so brazen in front of others. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. You both have such great chemistry with each other. On second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm going to have to apologize in advance for this, Miss Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee, and I'm about to pass out any minute now. No worries, honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we save these for later then. Yes, please do. Oh, please do. Come on now, it's nap time. Noah sighs heavily before setting the food down on his desk. Then he gestures Nina towards the sofa, which she happily takes his offer and joins them. Ugh, I'm getting so old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. This is really nice. Oh, good boy, Colby, come here. Nina gently coos at him and begins to scratch at the back of Colby's ears once more. Hugo leans a little closer to Noah, his voice above a whisper, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad you came along yesterday. Oh, what's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there... Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say it was nap time? Get some rest. You deserved it. You too. A calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebrations. Just each other's company and sharing the small reward. Small, warm comfort. Good end. Case closed. Ooh. We did it! How long did that take us? 2 hours? Okay, decent length. Wow. Oh my god. Achievements. Ooh, there were 3 things we missed. Oh, I guess technically if we didn't grab the locket, EA would have died. Approach the painting. What an interesting image this is. Turn on. Okay. Cool. So, we're going to take a quick break and then go play some Minecraft because it's still pretty early in the night. I'm gonna go get a drink, grab some food, and then we'll switch over the game. There's some music. Should be audible, right? Yeah, perfect. I'll be back in a minute. We have obtained food and drink. We're not playing an ad, are we? Good. Give me one moment. We're gonna vibe, I'm gonna eat, and we'll play Minecraft. Just keep listening. I'm just in between games right now. I needed food. I have not ate much today. We're gonna open up Minecraft in a minute. There we go. Hang on, let me put this in the sink. I was totally not scrolling on TikTok instead of doing my job. Okay. Where's my headphones? They're in my headphones are sitting on my leg. Oh my god. I need to update my thing. Minecraft. I'll just put this up here. Okay. It should be updated. Let's see if it actually updated on the thing. Yes, it did. Love that. Okay. Make sure there's no ads about to play here. And where's the game? Oh god. So many tabs. It's on here somewhere. Wait, where is it? No, I have too many tabs. Okay, we're gonna minimize these so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Minimize. We don't need this. Where's my Minecraft? What the hell? Ugh. Too many things. Okay. Downloads. That's good enough. Where's my headphone? I'm gonna put this on so I can hear what the hell's playing. Is nothing playing? Oh, it's paused. Okay. Okay. OBS. There we go. Put this down here. Perfect. We're just gonna pop over here, go to the stream setup, pop this over to Minecraft, resize the window. What? Okay, I think that's set up right. I hope. God, I had to make the... Can I like shift click and shrink this a bit? No, I can't. Because this game... Okay, I think I've got this adjusted better. Okay, let me scooch you over so I can actually see the chat. Perfect! Okay. I have no idea what my model looks like at any given point. Do I have better skin? I do not. We're gonna do... Oop. No. We're gonna deal with this. No one's online. Okay. Oops. Stream crowd. Oh wait, I need to leave. Hang on. I just need to double check something. Video. I'm gonna pop it down here. Audio? Okay, that's fine. Cool. Want the coordinates? Take the chest. Oops. I think we'll live. Okay. Cool. I think we're good to go. It's struggling.
Pick up the bold,
No!
refreshing taste.
Shut. No ad. Oh my god, so many things. It's all magic. Okay, we don't need any of this. I feel like that's just cheating. Q. Okay. For some reason it does give us more health. When we use these mods, I don't know why, but it's very helpful. Oh my god. Ah! Yeah. Is that an island? Why is there just a floating island? Oh, this is our waypoint menu. Okay. I wish it wasn't invisible. I don't know what that red thing is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Honestly, I think underground might be safer than the surface here. Lavender. Interesting. Some blue thing over there. Yeah, also, if it, there is a way you can set off, a raid that's part of a mod, and it is, oh boy, quite the thing. It's very, very loud, heads up. Oops. I'll take the hay. And the wool, thank you. I'll be needing that as soon as it gets dark. I don't have a pickaxe to get that though. Yes, I do, I lied. Also, God, we have a handgun? Okay. No bullets, but we do have a gun. Not what I want. There. Okay. Okay, nice. Ooh, I don't want to mess with that. I just realized I don't think we have graves enabled. I don't remember. I don't want to find out the hard way. Ooh, hell yeah. Take these. Okay. Oh, even better. Bed. I don't have to craft this. Actually, I won't invite people. I could sit here and invite all my friends. Hold up. Nope, wrong one. There we go. I'm just going to skip. Oh, that's all my friends. Lovely. Okay. Okay, cool. We're gonna go after the pig. Need food. I don't even know why that's there, but we're gonna take it. Are you gonna attack me? Good. I thought I saw iron blocks. Yes. Ooh, I'll take the skull too. Shit, we're running out of food. Fortunately, I do have some bread. I don't have silk touch. Spawn point. Oh, cherry forest. Nice. Oh shit. What the fuck is this? Away we go. No. Shut up. Lots of notifications. Okay, cool. Oh shit, when did it get dark? Oh god, okay. We need to find somewhere safe quickly before hell breaks loose. Shit, it's too late. Just keep moving. Oh god. No. Fuck. Oh, I hate that sound. be much safer, but maybe we can find somewhere with an air pocket. Okay, at least we can move now. Oh shit, I need air. Okay. This is gravel. Why are we already drowning? Shit. Shit. Where the hell did it go? Made it. Perfect. Still gives you a way in and out. But hopefully should be safe from those freaks. Ugh, I can hear them. Something fell over in my kitchen and freaked me out. Okay, we're gonna call this good. And we've survived the first night. I'm so carefully dumping everything down here. I do have enough cobblestone. Keep the potato. Take the wood, take the wood, take the cobblestone. God, they make horrifying sounds. Can't really do much with this. guess we'll swap it for the apple. We need food. Mint. I'm not particularly concerned with keeping either of those things. Take this. We'll take this as well, and the sticks. Okay. First up, we want a sword. Then we want an axe. Then we want a chest plate. A pair of pants. Boots. And a helmet. Sap tap. Knife. Fragment. Okay. Now that we're a little more suited for this. Damn. There's space. Good. So why did our inventory move like this? Okay. 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 Oh boy. Alright, we need to focus on materials and food. So we need to get a bunch of wood. And preferably as many seeds as we can. As well as food. I'm so sorry, but I do need your stuff. Well, continuing to fight off everything trying to kill us. Okay. I really should have wrote down my coordinates. Or made a base. I'm a dumbass. We literally have a solution. Does it work though is the question. Oh, we got out of the bag. I want this item though. Okay, we're gonna run home and then try to create one. Where is home? I don't know. Found it. Waypoint, home base. One. Okay. Home base. Good enough. It works. I guess it's not really worth it to chase them. Oh shit. Hi. Are you aggressive? Okay, I think we're good. Let's go. Oh shit. I don't trust it. Okay. Did I not give you any of the cooking? Nope. Take coal. Take the coal. Speaking of, we need more coal. Okay. And away we go. Wait. Not me being dumb. Okay. What do you mean? There it goes. Okay. I don't know what the fuck happened. Chest. We dumped the rest of our random things in here. No, I need that. Okay. Take the food. Pop you in there to get cooking as well. I'm assuming it's nighttime. And I assumed correctly. Definitely the worst time of day to be, out here. That's the word. Yeah, so we're gonna, oh, Jesus. Alright, up we go. One. Where you at? Killed it. Worst case scenario, we just warp back, to our home. Shit. It's not gonna be any safer. Ah, shit. What the fuck are you? Oh my god. Okay, keep moving. Oh boy. The light. Love to see it. Okay. Escape. Just gonna stay near the water. Alright, we're gonna keep going this way and see what that is. It looks like a castle, but I don't know what the fuck it is. We swam So slowly without enchantments. We find a dolphin? We did! Hi, dolphin! Oh, shit. Keep moving. Just keep moving. Okay. Oh god, how do we... Oh shit. Okay. Made it in. Hello? Hi. Oh, hi, what? Things! I don't know what these do, but we found them. Ooh, urban camouflage helmet? Coffee sachet? Can opener? How helpful. Just some random lid. Take the torches. Okay, can I talk to you? Oh, you have trades. Or normal trades. Can I talk to you? No, okay. Ow, 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 ow. Why have I been withered? I'm gonna fucking die. Generating the burrito. Okay. We were at 14,797 negative. Is that a question mark? I think it's a 7. 7 to 6, I guess. It's my guess, or best guess. So, okay. Exit. We're gonna sleep first. Is it no longer night? Okay. Let's get moving. This way. What was it? 400 on the first number? We did go kind of far, didn't we? Let's see. It's here. Take the seeds. someone's inventory or some shit. Hello, goats. Let's see. We need to get all the way down here. We keep sprinting, thanks. Oh god. That's where we died. Was it a 1 in the first point? Or just a 2? Dude, honestly I couldn't tell if it was a 1, a 7, a 2, or a 9. I'm missing so many pixels. Oh shit. Okay, almost there. I don't know why we withered. Made it. Okay. Got our shit back. Ooh. Notification. Free me. Okay, what does this look like? Does it benefit us? Let's see, we go with 3 left. And now we go 2.5. It does not benefit us. Unless it has other benefits that I don't know of. Okay. My phone's dying, give me a second. Okay. Just give me a moment. Perfect. Okay. Just set my phone here. Okay, we're gonna back way up. Damn it. And right there is why we did that. Is that a house? When did that get there? Fuck, what the hell? fuck is doing that? Is it you? Jesus. Was that always there? I feel like stuff is changing around me, and it's weird. Now there's a second house, but it's sank. That was not there before. What the hell is happening? I genuinely don't understand where all of these houses are just appearing from, though. my god. Yeah, stuff has definitely been appearing. Damn, I can't believe I just fell. I was so focused and then I just walked off the edge. Oh my god. Oh, it's not in a language I can read. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. I just realized how little I am talking, and that's gotta be boring. So we're gonna go ahead and end it. Time's at 7. We're streaming for 3.5 hours. That's good. Good night.